Stephen A., do you have any issue with the way Cam handled it?
No, I have an issue with the way Kelvin Benjamin handled it. The fact of the matter is that you departed the team, and you tried to throw your teammate under the bus. He came over to you like a man and tried to discuss it. First of all, you were walking away from him. You were mumbling. You were turning your back away from him and what have you. This is a man that, he missed the entire 2015 season with an ACL injury. He's had a history of injuries that has held him back. Clearly, Kelvin Benjamin is underachieved, and he wanted to hold Cam Newton accountable. Now, granted, Cam Newton's been in the league. He's entering his 8th year. He's only completed better than 60% of his passes on 2 occasions. We get all of that. But in the same breath, there are plenty of receivers throughout NFL history that have been in situations where playing with a quarterback wasn't ideal for them or what have you. They didn't depart from the team and then call a brother out the way that he called Cam out. So Cam didn't sit up there and go to the media. He didn't go on social media and Twitter and excoriate him or what have you. What he did was he saw him and he walked right over to him and confronted him. And when Kelvin Benjamin had an opportunity to elaborate and illuminate what his position was, he passed. Now, whether that was because he's incapable of speaking all of a sudden or he just didn't want to, he certainly was more talkative before, which was, to me, was wrong.
Stephen A., let me ask you a quick question before Max jumps in. When you say that Cam didn't involve the media, I feel like he kind of did, though, because Cam addressed him on the field. He knew cameras are watching. Like, nothing's really going to go down there. So if he really wanted to confront him like that, you would do it behind the cameras.
Well,
you would do it if you see him like out in the streets. You wouldn't do it on the field. The media they are going to be involved. We're talking about it. Well,
wait a minute now. You got to remember, what are they going to do unless you're talking about a fight? I mean, granted, if they were going to get in the fisticuffs, then certainly confronting him on the field, there's nothing that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But if all you're planning on having is a conversation, it didn't matter where that took place. The fact is you weren't backing down from him. You confronted him face to face.
But it's
that's the bottom line.
Cameras. That's my point.
I'm just saying, but the cameras can't hear you. They can see you talking, but they can't hear what the conversation is. So it didn't matter whether it was behind the scenes or on the field. You called them out publicly. He confronted you publicly.
Max?
Well, that's actually something I was meant to bring up. Molly, that was supposed to be an off-camera setting. He was not doing it in a way that was grandstanding. There are ways to do that, I suppose, that are more private. But remember when I told you Cam won this by TKO? Like, throw in the towel, stop the fight. Like Apollo versus Drago. The corner man in slow motion, throw in the towel. That's what Kelvin Benjamin. Cam handled this whole thing start to finish perfectly. Kelvin Benjamin, by the way, admitted he shouldn't have said it, that he said it out of anger. I think we could leave him alone for that. But the fact is, for him to have said it, like if you want to evaluate the content of it, is Cam the most accurate quarterback ever? No. Kelvin Benjamin, the most precise route runner? I mean, maybe it's coincidental, maybe not. The year he was hurt and didn't play, they made the Super Bowl, and that's the only time they made the Super Bowl. Cam didn't need you to make the Super Bowl, but he's capable of getting there, so why couldn't you do it with him? Anyway, Cam just destroyed him, working on my accuracy, shows the Greg Olsen tweet, right, shows a picture of him. In other words, I'm accurate enough for that guy because he's elite. Cam was killing him. And then, in what was supposed to be an off-camera setting, more or less, Cam approaches him, confronts him man-to-man, looks him in the face. Wasn't like he was going to fight or anything, but like, look, we need to talk about it. And Kelvin Benjamin didn't want that either. Like, Cam had the moral high ground, handled it perfectly, and Kelvin Benjamin couldn't face it. It's a bad, I thought that TKO, it's over. But it got worse for Kelvin Benjamin. That was a bad look for him. And Cam, who I've often accused of looking uncomfortable in his own skin, looks very comfortable right now.
Well, let's face reality. Cam Newton didn't go over there to talk to him about football-related matters, Molly and Max. He didn't do that. Because why are you going to have a conversation about the nuances of a quarterback or receiver situation where I didn't throw this route? You ain't having that conversation on the field. Cam Newton walked over to him because he's like, really? You got to go publicly and try to disrespect me like that? What possible justification could you have for doing that? Kelvin Benjamin had no leg to stand on. You know why? Because you're in Buffalo now. You got A.J. McCarron there. You got Josh Allen, a rookie there. What, you going to talk about them next? What about another team that you might want to go to down the line? You might want to go and play with Aaron Rodgers. You might want to go play with Tom Brady or somebody. You going to talk about them too?
Kelvin Benjamin should have done? Kelvin Benjamin should have looked him in the eye and said,
I'm sorry.
You're right. I apologize. There's no excuse. I apologize. That's it. They still don't have to get along.
Guys,
but on that fact, You man up, you look him in the eye, and you tell him that.
I don't think you have to apologize if you don't want to. You don't have to be cool with everybody. Not everybody's going to like you. I think he was foul for being messy, Kelvin Benjamin, anyway in the beginning. But Cam knew that cameras were going to be there, and he doesn't have to be cool with him if he doesn't want to be.
But Molly, if you're foul,
you can keep it moving. That's phony.
Hold on, Molly. If you foul, you foul. If you foul, you foul. I mean, to me, your argument doesn't, in this particular situation, it doesn't measure up because you openly acknowledge that Kelvin Benjamin was the one who was fouled.
I do, but he might not care.
Right.
And he might be like, I don't give a damn. I don't want to be cool with you, and I'm going to keep it moving. You can have the cameras. This is what it is.
Molly, you don't have to be cool with him. You don't have to be cool with them, but if you're in the wrong and you've acknowledged you're in the wrong and someone looks you in the eye, you don't have to be cool with them to say, okay, my bad. Still not cool with the dude, but that's true, it's my bad. And then it's over. He doesn't look like this.
All right.